airs on network television for The Battle of the Network Stars 1978. From shows on ABC, Battlestar Galactica, the new hit series. Richard Hatch, a good athlete, Dick is. And from Three's Company, Effusive, The Bunyan, Little, Joyce DeWitt. From Mork and Mindy, another new hit series, the irrepressible, the unaccountable Robin Williams. And from Pat Boone and Family, Debbie Boone. She'll light up your life. From Soap, kid who can do it all, Billy Crystal. And again from Battlestar Galactica, the glamorous Marin Jensen. From Vegas, daring, adventures, Bob Urich. And as always, from Welcome Back Kotter, the captain of his team, Gabriel Kaplan. From shows on CBS, Flying High, lovely Patty Klaus. From the Incredible Hulk, an Incredible Hulk, Lou Ferrigno. From WKRP in Cincinnati, a bright young star, Timmy Reed. One Day at a Time, Valerie Bertinelli. And from One in a Million, the Ron LaFleur story, LeVar Burton. Remember him in Roots. From Dallas, Little, Charlene Tilton. From the recent series Mary, David Letterman. And the captain of his team from the recent series In the Beginning, McLean Stevens. From shows on NBC, Women, Bill Shatner. From Chips, Brian Leary. What an athlete she is. From Here to Eternity, remember Missiles of October, Bill Devane. An upcoming series, Buck Rogers in the 25th Century, Pam Hensley. From Return Engagement, Joe Bottom, fine actor. From David Cassidy, Man Undercover, Wendy Rastow. Project UFO, Kasky Swain. The captain of his team from Centennial, the warrior, the competitor, Robert Conrad. So there they are, 24 in all, ready to do battle at an old familiar scene. A beautiful place. You can see it as we pan from downtown Los Angeles along the shores of the Pacific to Malibu Beach, and there it is, the glorious campus of Pepperdine University, the Olympic-sized swimming pool, symbolizing the first event in the competition as the team captains get their people ready. The atmosphere at the moment, relaxed, almost festive, the crowd forming. But yet, there will be a surge of competitive fire when the competition gets underway. And again, the very first event in that pool, the swimming competition.
The crowd's behind us, the crowd's in front of us, the crowd's everywhere. They're enthusiastic, excited, and frequently cheering. And yes, indeed, we are back at Pepperdine University, a beautiful campus overlooking Malibu, ready for the Battle of the Network Stars the 5th time around. I'm Howard Cosell, and by this time you know something about the format of the Battle of the Network Stars. Having been here 4 times before and earning my undergraduate degree, I'm now seeking my master's, and the competition goes like this. The great stars from the respective 3 networks, and there are 8 on each team, vie competitively in several events. 7 in all. Quickly the running order. First, swimming. Second, kayak racing. Third, the baseball dunk, and you'll have a huge amount of fun with that one. Fourth, the obstacle course. Fifth, the running relay. Sixth, touch football. Seventh, the climactic event, the tug of war. Each member of the winning team gets $20,000. A lot of loot involved, and you can hear some of the noise behind us as Bobby Conrad manifests the fact that when he's involved, he makes this competition a war. Each member of the second place team gets $15,000. The third place team, $10,000. Working with me this time around, a freshman at Pepperdine, but the venerable statesman from the University of Southern California, my colleague on Monday Night Football, the Giffer.
I thought this was supposed to be fun. Captain Conrad's going nuts over there. He's firing up his team. It's incredible. You know, I've hosted the men's superstars on ABC, and you almost have the same feeling here, Howard, and that is that while there's a lot of fun and there's a lot of happiness involved in it, they really are serious. These are really competitors. Now, the captains, along with Conrad, McLean, Stevenson, and Gabe Kaplan, they've had their teams out secretly working out. So while we're in for a lot of fun and a lot of kicks, they all want to win.
Right you are, Giff, and as you can see from the past 4 battles, the ABC stars have won twice. CBS and NBC each have won once. Now we're ready for the swimming competition. That's the scene set, that Olympic-sized swimming pool. Quickly the rules, 5 to each team. 2 on each team must be females. Each participant swims 1 lap. That's 1 width of the pool, 25 yards. But the anchor person swims 2 widths or 50 yards. Winning team gets 100 points. Second place team 75. Third place team 50. The lane introductions, a team of stars of NBC shows right there. Kasky Swain. And in the number 2 spot, Pam Hensley. Gives a little bit of luster. Then Bill Devane. Brian Leary, who has the look of a competitor. And the anchor man is Joe Bottoms. And that's a look well enough described. Then the team of stars on ABC show. Leading off, Richard Hatch. Dick, a veteran of this competition. He had on it previously when he was in Streets of San Francisco. The number 2 spot for this team, Maren Jensen. She can swim like she looks, Frank. She'll be a beauty. Debbie Boone is in the number 3 spot. And then Robin Williams swimming in the 4 spot. The anchor man for this team is Big Bob Urich. Now the team of stars from CBS shows. Leading off, that was Timmy Reed. Little Charlene Tilton, number 2. Barb Burton, number 3. Always the most he'll be Kentucky. Valerie Bertinelli is number 4. And the number 5 man is David Letton. Well, that's the team of stars from CBS shows. They're ready for the first event, the swimming competition in this 7-event overall Battle of the Network Stars. They're on the starting blocks. Take over, Giff.
And, Coach, the humor's gone now. Kasky Swain, the lane nearest to you for NBC, leads off for his team. ABC has Richard Hatch there in the middle lane. CBS in the far lane. Tim Reed for CBS, and it's Kasky Swain. He opens up a half-length lead over Richard Hatch.
And he's about ready to touch off, and in goes Pam Hensley, and she begins to widen the margin over the ABC contestant. That's Maren Jensen. Panoramically on your screen, you could see that CBS is already dead. But Pam Hensley is pouring it on. She touches off. Bill Devane in. And again, you get a glimpse of a half-length lead. Look at Devane open it up, Frank, as he moves down to touch off for Brianne Leary.
And here's Devane with the touch. This is Brianne. She'll go the final 25 yards for her team. She'll turn it over to Joe Bottoms. He will travel 50 yards, and we've seen him sink traveling 50 yards, Howard, but a commanding lead by NBC.
Brianne Leary stroking like one of those East German girls at Montreal. She touches off, and in goes Joe Bottoms. And you can see quickly there size of the lead the NBC group has. And with Joe Bottoms and that powerful overhand stroke, it's become no contest, Frank.
And look at that competitive turn by Joe Bottoms. It is a no contest, and Joe Bottoms is not weakening at all. 50 yards, a long way if you haven't done a lot of practice.
They've got better than a length lead. Forget about CBS. They're hopeless. Bottoms touches in. The easy winner in what may be record time for this competition. We'll check that later. In the meantime, look at that. CBS hasn't even finished yet. But quickly, let's have a talk with Joe Bottoms.
Take it by.
I think you took it by almost a full length. That wide a margin. You've been
We got a good swimmers and a good team.
swimming long?
Yeah, you know, Bob Conrad gets us out. He had us out every evening swimming.
Well, congratulations again.
Thanks.
Well, maybe that's what Gabe Kaplan should have done. Here's Frank with Gabe.
Well, Gabe, you got second place, but maybe the viscosity of the water on the planet Orc is a little different than here.
He said something about my mother. I didn't like exactly what he said.
Second place isn't bad. 25 yards, long way, Marion.
It's longer than I thought it would be.
Your top event's coming up, Gabe?
Yeah, oh yeah, our top events are coming right up. We're strong, and the events coming up.
What is the top event on Orc?
Yes, he said fooling around.
Robin Williams, the figure from Orc, the man who's starring in Mork and Mindy. There's his background for you. This is a young man who has really startled everybody with his emergence into national prominence. He's gotten all kinds of publicity, some of which you see right there. Let's look at a scene from the show.
Well, here's to the nicest alien I've ever met.
And here's to the nicest alien I've ever met. And the softest.
Give it up.
Are you all right?
Certainly I'm all right.
An overnight star, so you have to wonder what his reaction is to his newfound fame.
It's a little scary. I mean, today it's scary, all the crowds, the people surround you asking for stuff, for autographs and pictures. That's scary, but I'm trying to stay the same. I live out past Zoom and I just go out there and hide. Just live that quiet life, run and body surf and live the same life and perform at the Comedy Store. That keeps me sane, I think.
When did you decide you wanted to be a performer?
About 4 years ago, actually. I was going to Juilliard School of Acting. With Hausman was the headmaster. And that's what I made the decision then. Then I left school after 3 years and started taking up stand-up comedy as a release. And then ever since then it's been picking up. I was trained to be a Shakespearean actor. In fact, sometimes I think 4 years at Juilliard and look now.
Do you enjoy the show?
Oh, I love doing it. So far, I can't believe I get paid to do it. That they give me free rein to improvise and they give me basically it's just a premise and I say, okay, do what you want, and I do. I can't believe it.
He's an absolute nut, isn't he, Robin Williams? And right there, Patty Klaus getting ready for the second event, the kayak competition, one of the fun events in the Battle of the Network Stars. Trying to keep those kayaks under control is some task, believe me. In the meantime, a record, as we expected in the swimming competition, 1:25:08. For that team of stars on NBC shows. Thus, the standings at this point, 100 NBC, 75 ABC, CBS 50.
Coming up, kayak. Wash day.
Pretty, isn't it? Just another one of the many great views at the Pepperdine University campus overlooking Malibu Beach and the Pacific Ocean. We're getting ready for the kayak competition. Remember, the selection of the teams for this competition has been made entirely by the organizers of the event, not by the respective networks. At the time of this competition, these stars were appearing in scheduled or currently airing programs. And there you look. And as you see that circle come around the buoy, you see A, the kayak course, and B, the principal problem in the kayak race. Gabe Kaplan's going to demonstrate for you right there, negotiating or turning around that buoy. That's the first key to the race. The second key to the race is the series of exchanges during the race, as each participant must turn it over to a successor. Starting off in the kayak event for the ABC team will be that man, Richard Hatch, who led off for ABC in the swimming. Joe Bottoms, the great anchor man in the swimming for the NBC group, will now be leading off. And they finally got Dave Letterman out of the water, Frank. He'll be leading off for the CBS team. 4 participants to each team. 1 must be a woman. You've got to go from the beginning point up to and around that buoy and back. That's where the exchange occurs. As little Joyce DeWitt cheers her team on, and Charlene Tilton cheers her team on. Now we're about ready for the start, and once again, the Giffer.
Howard, you described that all so easily. We know from experience how truly difficult it is. All right, we're underway. Nearest to you is Richard Hatch of ABC. Joe Bottoms of NBC in the middle lane, and David Letterman with a lot of experience in this pool already for CBS in the far lane. And we'll head for that first challenge as Joe Bottoms has a slight edge over Richard Hatch. The buoy, here it is.
There it is, and right away, Bottoms has a little trouble. Hatch comes in around nicely, cleanly, Frank. And so he makes up the earlier lead that Bottoms had established. In fact, he's a little bit ahead, as you can see. But Bottoms has the better stroke. You want quick, short, chopping strokes, evenly delivered. And now the second key coming up, Frank, for the first series of exchanges. Letterman bringing up the rear. He's used to that. There's Hatch exchanging.
He'll go to Debbie Boone, and for NBC, it'll be Bill Shatner taking over. But here's Debbie Boone in a pretty smooth exchange.
She's good at this. She's had prior experience in this event, as you doubtless know. And right now, Shatner's developing a lead. Letterman finally got in, and Timmy Reed takes over. He doesn't like the water either, Frank.
Immediate trouble for Timmy Reed. Meanwhile, over at the buoy. And we have in the middle Bill Shatner. He is going to make the turn first. Debbie Boone is approaching the buoy. Shatner with a fine turn, Howard.
Excellent. Excellent, and he's got good strokes. He's got his boat under control. Just a little bit of difficulty, but now under control, and he's building up a big lead over Debbie Boone. Her task, as a girl going against a man, has to be to hold together, and she's doing just that. Shatner's coming in with a big lead, but not insurmountable. There's the exchange as Brianne Leary gets in. Shatner will push her off in the water. You saw Debbie Boone getting in for her exchange right there, and Bob Urich getting in, Frank.
And meanwhile, Tim Reed is having his problems in the far lane. We'll pick him up in a moment as we watch now as Brianne Leary has a slight lead over Bob Urich. Bob Urich nearest to you for ABC, and there's Timmy Reed.
Going out of the lane. Reed in hopeless position, but Brianne Leary now suddenly losing control of her kayak. You can see it. She's turned completely around. Bob Urich has taken over the lead. And there's Timmy Reed finally getting in, but not the way he wanted to, into the water. And there's the exchange for the CBS group. That's Patty Klaus getting in there. I wonder if she'll be able to keep control of the boat.
Brianne still with her problems, and it's a commanding lead now by Bob Urich. Bob Urich has the lead, a big lead for ABC. Brianne Leary trying to negotiate that buoy. Patty Klaus well out of it as Tim Reed has difficulties, but here comes Bob Urich, and he'll hand it over to Dave Kaplan. And Howard, we know that he's good at the kayak.
This is Kaplan's event. It really is. He's a practitioner of the talent here. Look at him. He's got that boat under control, and he's got the quick, short strokes we've talked about. As you look at the scene panoramically, you see that Gabe is in total command of himself there. The others were just trying to complete their third legs, and ABC's group has its fourth leg underway. Look at poor Brian. She's been turned around again, and despairingly, she's pulled in by Captain Bob Conrad, and the anchorman takes over for the NBC group, and that's Bill Devane.
And look at CBS, still hopeless. Patty Klaus having all kinds of troubles. Gabe Kaplan easily stroking in. The ABC group will be a sure winner, a big winner in the kayak competition. And quite clearly the NB, look at that. The arms upflung in victory, Frank.
There was no question, and meanwhile, the race continues apace, and Dave Kaplan is congratulated by his teammate. Patty Klaus has turned it over to LeVar Burton. Bill Devane is closing for NBC.
So NBC is second, CBS third. Let's talk with the winners.
Well, Gabe, congratulations. It was your series of matchups, your tactics that produced the victory.
No, I think it was Debbie held her own against Bill Shatner, and then Bob came in and just took over, and I just coasted home. It was easy. It made it easy on me. But he had a great beginning. Great beginning.
Hatch did better than he did in the swimming as the first leg man. Debbie, Gabe made a key point. Congratulations. You did hold together against a tough
With a
opponent.
lopsided paddle.
Well, even with Debbie's lopsided paddle, she did better than some of the members of the team of stars on CBS shows. They had their problems. Problems, Franks, with NBC's Brianne Larry.
Brian, you'd have to call it the agony of defeat.
Want to replay? It's the pits.
Oh, now, don't take it quite so hard. Did your hand bother you? I noticed her.
Oh, no, I just hate to lose. And I hate to blow. I feel like such a nitwit sitting out there, things turning all over.
You know, I saw your captain, though, Bob Conrad, show a little humanity. He came up to you and he said, "That's all right, Brian." I didn't think you were that way, Bob.
Well, this is really the toughest one. This is a sophisticated thing. Brian's an outstanding athlete, as you've probably been able to tell in the other events, and just was bad luck.
You're hurting inside now.
Oh, I hate to lose, Frank. You know that, and you're fired. You're off the team, whoever you are.
Brianne Leary. She's got a big personality, this little girl. She was born in Providence, but Tucson became her hometown, and there you see some of her background and her interests. Of course, she plays Officer Cindy Kale in Chips. And what she is, above all else, is athletic. Above all else, except for acting, of course. She's a gymnast. And in fact, in the beginning, they told her that she couldn't become a gymnast. But let her tell her own story.
I've always thought, as long as you try and you want something bad enough, and you just keep plugging away, you'll get it. And that's what I've done all my life. And for instance, gymnastics. When I tried out for the gymnastics team in high school, the coach, who a lovely lady, but she said, "You have no talent in gymnastics whatsoever, and I would rather you go out for tennis." And I said, "Please let me try out." And she said, "Okay," and I did, and I blew it. And she said, "Look, you can just be in the class, but you can't use the equipment when the other girls need it and everything." Well, I became obsessed, and that year I beat some of the seniors in the events, and then the next year my optional routine on beam took first in state, so I was all thrilled. And then the coach was really, she had every right to say what she said, because, I mean, you took a look at me then, it was kind of depressing.
Well, it's hardly depressing now, Brian. She can do it all. You'll remember that she co-starred in a series called Petrocelli, and now she co-stars in Chips, along with Eric Estrada and Larry Wilcox. In fact, here she is getting made up for a rehearsal with none other than young Mr. Wilcox. Let's look.
Come on, Punch, tell us what you did to get Contreras to give you a commendable incident report.
Look, if I did anything, it's news to me.
I'll tell you what he did. Our little hot dog here dashed off 278 sights this month.
Well, look, there has to be some mistake. I mean, I've been standing on a corner 8 hours a day and stopping every other car to rack up that little sight record like that.
You have to be sensitive to understand a character you're portraying in order to portray it wholly. You have to be sensitive as a person just to understand people, so you're not stepping on people, you're not mean to people, and you can understand their sensitivities.
That sensitivity, that understanding is what makes Brianne Larry a fine young actress. In the meantime, change of scene set, the baseball dunk. Dick Hatt signing autographs for some young ones, and Bill Devane just warming up, getting ready for another fun event. The score at this point in the competition reflected there. ABC and NBC tied for the lead, 75 ahead of CBS. Well, the music tells you something, but no, it's not Dodger Stadium and it's not Yankee Stadium. What it is another scene set on the Pepperdine University campus as we get ready for the baseball dunk event. And we've got a guy here with us for this event, as he has been for all of the others in point of fact, whom you're all very, very familiar with. There he is, Sparky Anderson, the Cincinnati Reds manager. He's calm there, not always so. Look back.
There's no way, Kenny, that he tagged you. There's no way possible he ever tagged you. No way! Get out of there! Get out of there! You were right here and he knocked you over and went around. There's no way possible.
Well, that was Sparky Anderson in the 1970 World Series. He's our commissioner for this whole Battle of the Network Stars competition. Each contestant in the baseball dunk gets 3 throws.
If they hit this target, but not hard enough to cause it to dunk the occupant, they get 1 point. If they hit it hard enough to cause the occupant to be dunked, they get 3 points. And Giffer, this is a lot of fun. I've been through it.
It is. You know, Patty looks awfully lovely up there. Unfortunately, the aesthetics will change just a little bit because the captains of the 3 teams will be up there. And, of course, we might have a little vengeful throwing. Sparky Anderson has told us he hasn't seen any great arms, but nevertheless, we've watched some pretty good hits thus far. And by the way, you wouldn't dunk Patty.
I will not see that young woman humiliated.
Oh, no, Coach. You don't do that to a pretty thing like this. She still comes up smiling, Patty Klaus. Well, a rather graphic illustration of how it works. Oh, now we know why Mrs. C. Emmy travels with the coach. What a leading man you would have made. Ready now. Gabe Kaplan will be in the tub, so to speak. He'll go up first, representing the ABC team. He's captain again, sitting on that precarious perch. And he never does anything simple.
He's a terrific guy. He's a great sport. He's got a line for every situation, a gesture.
How about this? Great star from rather humble beginnings, Howard.
He was once a busboy in a New Jersey hotel. Lakewood, New Jersey. Come a long way.
Quick flex, and now the approach to that perilous perch. Meanwhile, on the mound for NBC, Bill Devane.
And this guy has a good arm. We watched him closely in the warm-ups. He's a good athlete.
There's no seatbelt here.
Again, 3 throws.
Ready? All right, take it easy, Bill. Aim good.
A complete miss.
Take it easy, slow.
1 point for that one. He hit it, but not hard enough to dunk Gabe.
All right, fine throw, and there he goes.
Oh, what a terrible feeling you get, because I've had it done to me in that very tub.
4 points now as we look at Gabe Kaplan go down. Bill Devane, 4 points for NBC.
Oh, you
came up smiling.
Talk about ignominy. Here's Bill Shatner.
He's a good athlete, Howard. I
is.
skied in a race with him.
Versatile fella, and of course, an exceptional actor.
There's a miss. Second throw coming up. You have to hit that target rather firmly if he's going to drop Kaplan. Another miss. Final throw.
Well, it was off center, as you can see, and he picked up 1 point together with Bill Devane's 4. That's a total of 5 thus far for the team of stars on NBC shows. As we took another look at Shatner there, you mentioned, Frank, that the man's a fine skier, that you've raced against him. He's been fine in everything he's ever done. He goes back so far, and there are some of the vital statistics on him. But the thing about him was that early on, when just a child virtually, he knew he wanted to be an actor.
I was born to be an actor. At the age of 6, I remember being in a play that moved people, made them cry. And that's a vivid childhood recollection. And from that moment on, I never was interested in anything else. My schoolwork suffered.
as I did extracurricular activities at university. I was involved in so many theatrical events, the college musical, the college theatrical productions, the television and radio things, and I put myself through college by performing in professional radio in Montreal. And when I left college, I had a business degree, which got me a job as an assistant manager in a theater. I was a very bad assistant manager, so I was fired. I was hired as an actor, and I've never done anything else.
Did you intellectually enjoy playing Captain Kirk in Star Trek?
I find the part I'm trying to play. I'm in the midst right now of performing in what they call Star Trek: The Motion Picture. It's a multi-million-dollar production by Paramount. It should be out in Christmas of next year. I am trying to play, as I've always played the part, as I, Shatner, would have ideally liked to have reacted in a given situation. Given that kind of danger, how would I ideally like to have reacted? Given my attitudes and human failings, how could I have fought my failings and performed in a noble way that Captain Kirk has to in order to save the world from destruction? So that's the way I'm playing him, and it's rife with problems. How to play a typical hero with problems, and yet make him acceptable. And it's a challenge, and I find it interesting. I find it intriguing.
Interesting. Intriguing. Two words that describe Bill Shatner, in point of fact, Frank.
All right, we're ready now for Bob Conrad. Bob Conrad is some competitor. He's the final member of the NBC team, and he goes right at Gabe Kaplan.
I don't see a word coming out of Sparky Anderson. I've seen the Reds pitchers throw something like that.
Remember, you can run, Gabe, but you can't hide.
Joe Louis and Billy Conn. Bring back the memories, Bobby.
And you can't throw.
They've really been at each other over the years.
Still another miss. In the first battle of network stars, the two were at one another time after time. Once Conrad protested and the two had a race-off.
Take your time. Concentration is very important. Concentrate.
Final throw. Oh, and he gets a point.
So that's a total of 6 points in the baseball dunk competition for the team of stars on NBC show. But there's more to come in this event.
Hey, Jacques Cousteau is filming a special down there.
Lane Stevens getting his team ready for the baseball event.
Relax, right?
A confident, poised leader. This is one event he thinks his team can win because of what's gone on before in the baseball dunk. When he was about to go into the tank to face the ABC firing line, he put on this scene with Lou Ferrigno. Would you believe that comparison to Muscles gift?
Epitomizes the before and the after.
Now he takes off his sweatshirt. All of this, happened before he went into the tank to face the ABC throws.
They look like bookends, Howard.
Not the kind you'd expect in an NFL offensive line. But he got into the tank, and ABC only scored 2 points. That one there by Dick Hatch, and this one right now by Billy Crystal. So ABC had 2 points, NBC got 6, and that's why McLean Stevenson feels that his team can now finally win an event. And the man in the tub gift, Bob Conrad.
Make up! Make up!
Constant chatter, and he'll hassle whoever's throwing that ball.
In the meantime, they've sidetracked Timmy Reed. Let me talk to him and find out why he's not in this event. Timmy, you're not in this baseball dunk. What are they doing? Saving you for the big ones?
Well, I asked them to put up some school windows, and they wouldn't do it, so I said I'll stay out.
Were you sufficiently humiliated by your performance in the kayak?
Very much so. I hope my son isn't watching. That's my... Oh, it was horrible. See, we don't go near water, so I wanted to stay out of that.
So what events will you be in?
We'll be doing a 3-on-3 football and a little relay, and maybe the obstacle course.
What a good guy that Timmy Reed is. So for that matter, Giff is Bobby Conrad. Despite all the combativeness, he's a good sport. Okay, Patty Klaus will be leading off with a group of stars on CBS shows. And let me tell you something. This girl can throw a baseball. Again, remember her in the warm-ups, Giff? Good accuracy, good delivery.
I didn't watch her throwing much, but I remember her in the warm-ups.
Look at that. How about that? 1 point, Patty Klaus and her team. Told you she was accurate.
All right. A little lower, Pat. A little lower. Yeah, that's it.
Well, she just missed on those last two, but she did wind up with 1 point on her 3 throws for her team. So CBS is still very much in the running. You know, Patty Klaus, who's in Flying High, has done a lot of running in her life, too. Running after a career. And this is the time to meet her up close and personal.
I didn't want to come to Hollywood to be in series. I didn't want to go to New York to be a model. But I was working on my master's and modeling part-time. It's good money even in Texas. And I was turning in some vouchers one day at the agency, and Wilhelmina's husband, Wilhelmina's an agent in New York, was there, and he said, well, why don't you come to New York and try it? So 2 weeks later, he'd written letters and called up the agency. He says, Pat, come to New York. Anyway, I ended up staying. I discovered it was big business. You know, it was good business. I was more introverted before I went to New York. I guess it was my way of dealing with a new situation. That part of my personality, which was all, you know, bouncing off the walls, bubbly, outgoing, just came out in New York. I don't mind that part. I like it. So that's probably what made it easier to do this, because I play a character that's always, you know, bouncing off the walls. Das is dein dumb dog. I have a very quiet lifestyle, I think. I'm not a disco person, although if a group of people, my friends, went to a disco, I'd enjoy it thoroughly. I love to dance. But I don't make a point to go to clubs and discos. It's not my way of living. All my growing up years, I was the student. I concentrated on being the student, and I didn't develop anything else. Now it seems like I'm going through a period where I'm learning about personality, just being outgoing. Hope I do. Maybe I should dye my hair red. Then I'll learn something completely different.
No, I don't think she should dye her hair red. She looks pretty good the way she is.
You shouldn't touch it then.
Valerie Bertinelli coming up for CBS's team in the baseball dunk.
Hey, Valerie. Valerie, here.
That's right, Valerie. Don't take it from her. Everybody looking at
Forget about me, Valerie.
Wait till he comes out of the cage.
Oh, Valerie's falling apart, kid.
Final throw now for Valerie.
That's a line.
Oh, he has her all upset.
Oh, what a comeback. And Conrad shows the agony there. So that's another point picked up for the CBS group. They have 2 points. And they're closing in on NBC in this event. They've got a shot. 2 more to throw. And one of them is this fella, Lou Ferrigno. He's enough to frighten. Look at Conrad. Look at that, Frank. He's getting out of the tank. He doesn't want to face Ferrigno.
And you can't blame him. He probably thought Ferrigno might miss that target, hit the tank, and throw the ball right through it.
No, had enough. He gestured toward Ferrigno. Now watch this.
What a fun man. He really is.
This is a nice young man, this Lou Ferrigno. He's a good kid, as gentle as he is big. sent him into the tub. Broke a piece off of the target. See that? McLean Stevenson goes up and picks up.
Conrad wasn't ready for that. I guess you can do that when you're hanging around with Dave.
I tell you, McLean is sore. I got to get into the middle of that situation. Commissioner, what's the points? What points allocated for that?
Oh, just one, because look at where it hit on the end. It didn't have the strength when it hit the impact.
So that even though the target itself was
even though he
torn
tore
apart.
the target up, that's what Max argued. I know. I would love to.
I think you did. You guys are fantastic.
No, truthfully.
Well, let's take another look at that one, Jeff. You'll see what he hit.
He did hit it on the edge. Ooh, and this time, back to live action. That's Duncan. Another point.
So they're very much in the thick of things now. They've got 4 points and another throw for Lou. That one misses, but look at him! And Conrad was ready. Good anticipation. 4 points to CBS, and LeVar Burton is coming up.
But let's take now a closer look at this deeply sensitive and fine young man, Lou Ferrigno. Nobody ever dreamed he'd grow up to be like that. He got that way through tremendous work and dedication. Mr. Universe. And he used it as a stepping stone to still another career. But that's when they didn't think he was going to be very big at all. A baby picture. And in there, isn't there a resemblance to Jackie Coogan? And then, starting to grow up. And now, the new career. The Incredible Hulk. This is the way Lou Ferrigno reports to work every day. To begin, a makeup process that is a positive ordeal. Takes an hour and a half to 2 hours to make him up for his role as the Incredible Hulk. In the long run, it only takes him 20 minutes to get all of the makeup off. But watch closely, and fascinatingly, you'll see the changes in his face as each stage of the makeup takes place. Right there, a head mold. And then, the beginning of the green makeup, which is not paint, not at all. It's a kind of clay. And each successive change shows the change in his character until finally he emerges as what you see on the home screen as the Incredible Hulk. He has worn this makeup, those are false teeth, of course, in 135-degree heat. And he has endured. And he is one fine human being. Now here's Frank with another.
You've got 2 to tie NBC. You need 3 points to win. You up to it?
I'm up to it. The question is whether to go to try and knock him out for 3 points or go for 1-pointers each time. I don't know. It's a tough decision.
Kind of an emotional one. Do you want to see Bob go in, or do you want to go for the win?
I'd rather go for the win, but at the same time, I'd love to see Conrad in the drink.
You're up. You need 2 for a tie, 3 for a victory.
All right. Thanks.
Good work, Giffer. NBC with 6 points, CBS with 4, ABC out of it with only 2.
I love you, LeVar. I love you.
He'll suck you in every time, Conrad.
Pressure right on LeVar Burton.
You can do it, LeVar, if you try. LeVar, don't choke, LeVar. What's the line?
He did not throw like Ron LaFleur on that.
We need this win. Watch the line, Spark. I'm passing you down like a lot of kids, man. Got a lot of kids. I need the money.
Now, Howard, he's going to have to dunk him. But CBS is going to pull it out.
I think Conrad's gotten to him.
This is it.
Makes this, CBS wins if he can dunk him. So that's it. The baseball dunk competition is won by NBC. CBS is second, and finishing third, ABC. Bob Conrad gets out of the tank, and I'll tell you this, ABC, which had been neck and neck with CBS, is now in a little bit of trouble. Let's get the explanation for ABC's failure in that event from Robin Williams.
Robert Williams of Mork and Mindy, explain in your own unique way why your team failed in the baseball dunk. It was no surprise to me, he said, we have a habit of choking in the clutch. When did you realize that you had lost the event?
Before it began. There's psychic happening. I couldn't help it. Mom, we didn't mean to blow it. Don't worry, we'll buy you the house. Don't worry. She's all upset now.
And so, at the end of the baseball dunk, the scoring looks like this. NBC leading ABC by 50 and CBS by 100. You're looking down on the obstacle course. The obstacle course event is perhaps the most testing challenge in the whole Battle of the Network Stars competition. And the reasons are clear as you scan the course. You must go under that first obstacle. Not easy. I saw Billy Crystal get tangled up there once. Then to the tires. The Giffer will tell you, keep those knees high. And from the tires to the monkey bars. Many have come a cropper there in the past. Then over this wall, you see those nets, in effect ladders? I've seen ankles get caught there too. And then the final obstacle, the water pit. You use the rope to scale that, then the brief dash to the finish. Now we have 6 heats, and we have men's divisions and women's divisions. The best combined times in the ultimate get to the finals, and then the best combined time wins the event. Valerie Bertinelli at the bottom and Wendy Rastata have already raced. And the times achieved by them were Wendy, 24.18 seconds, and Bertinelli, 26.30. Very good times indeed. As we get ready now to continue with the competition, the obstacle course event. And there is Patty Klaus. She's ready to take her part, and her opponent will be Joyce DeWitt. And Frank Gifford was there earlier to speak with Joyce.
Joyce, I know you probably haven't done this too many times. What has been the advice of first your trainer and your captain?
Well, stay low, going under the nets here. Watch each tire carefully. Don't fall off the monkey bars. And take it easy getting on the rope.
Remember the tires. Keep the knees high.
Keep the knees high? Okay. Oh, that's right. Thank you. Yeah, you said that earlier.
White wine with fish.
And it's white? Okay.
All right, good luck, guys.
White wine and fish, and they may be a pair of fish before this thing is over. Remember, they've got to beat the times of Wendy Rastata and Valerie Bertinelli, 24.18 and 26.30 seconds. Patty Klaus nearest to you, and they're off. Going under that first obstacle, no problem there. Now the tires. Keep the knees high, Gift told them, and they followed his instructions. The monkey bars can become a problem, and do become a problem right there for Patty Klaus. So Joyce DeWitt has the lead, but she's having trouble getting up the ladder. And Patty Klaus has made up most of the ground, so they get to the final obstacle, the water pit. And, oh, Patty Klaus hurt that right leg. You could see it. And that's what gives Joyce DeWitt the victory. Let's get in there as quickly as we can to find out how hurt Patty Klaus actually is. What happened to you, Patty? Did you hurt yourself?
That's okay.
Where'd you hurt yourself?
In the leg, coming through the water.
When?
It's okay.
On the water, dear?
Yeah.
Well, I'm sorry. Meanwhile, I have to congratulate you, Joyce.
Oh, well, thank you. Thank
Good
you.
job. You were having trouble.
Isn't she a tiger? Oh, get it. A
She was
tiger.
having trouble getting over that wall. What was that time? 29:05. So Wendy Rastata still has the best time.
Yeah, she
but
sure does.
congratulations.
Thank you.
And I hope you feel better.
Oh, I feel good too.
You got a lot of guts.
Thank you. Thanks to you.
Let's take a look at her in action again on that water pit in slow motion. Now, Patty's coming up to it, the left side of your screen. And see that right leg lag behind and get caught there at the very edge, as shown by the circle at the pit. Now she's with the doctor, the trainer for the competition. You can see the bruise. And she'll be all right. She doesn't quit easily. So the competition continues, and I see Frank over there with Maren Jensen.
Maren, you're just as calm and cool and collected. You're not nervous at all?
No, not one bit.
Have you tried this before?
Sure. It's real easy if you just keep it smooth. Don't get nervous. It's the worst thing you can do, and just relax on through.
That applies to about anything, doesn't it? Good luck now.
Well, thank you. I'm going to need it.
Pretty girl. She's not going to need a lot of luck in her career. It began in much the same way as Patty Klaus's. She's been a model in the past, but right now, one of the stars of Battlestar Galactica, playing the role of Athena. It's the name of a Greek goddess, and she almost looks like one, together with Lorne Greene and Richard Hatch. And she likes to tell about how the whole thing feels when she's on the set.
I think the most intriguing thing is seeing the show once it's all put together, because the actors don't do the whole thing. We are only a part of the whole. And seeing the effects, and I get real excited when I'm out there flying a plane and I see it jetting through space, and yet when I'm doing it, you know, it's just right there on the old stage. So that's exciting. It is.
I mentioned that she plays the role of Athena, and it's a perfectly appropriate name for the young woman who looks like a Greek goddess. And there she is with the headband ready to start in the race, Giff.
And the Greek goddess is in trouble, Howard. She's in against Brian Leary. There's Brian Leary in the far lane. Now, we know she's a good athlete.
Ready to go.
They're off.
Under the first obstacle, Giff.
Brian with the lead already. Now through the tires. Look at her. She does it just absolutely flawlessly. She looks like an old football player.
Watch the monkey bar.
Oh, look at Brian there, Howard.
But look at that. Maren Jensen in trouble, and a big lead for Brian. She went over that wall, had no trouble with the water pit. Maren does, and Brian Leary, there she is, breezing into the victory. She is some athlete.
Oh, she's a fine athlete.
Remains to be seen, though, what her time is, whether or not she was able to better that of Wendy Rastatter and that of Valerie Bertinelli. Let's look at this again in slow-mo, Giff. This is where Brian took command. Right there. Yep, that's where Maren died. Nope, we just got the times. Brian Leary's time, 26.40. Maren Jensen's 32.85. Rastatter and Bertinelli are the leaders. Patty Klaus is okay. Slightly bruised leg from the accident during her heat on the obstacle course, which you're looking at again as we prepare to continue the competition between the men. The men's heats, and this will lead us up into the finals of the obstacle course event itself. As I've said, it is a testing challenge. Earlier, Billy Devane raced against Timmy Reed. Timmy Reed had a time of 22.15, and Devane 23.03. Here's the Giffer with Billy Crystal.
Billy, you've got to have a good one.
Yeah, I do. Got to catch up 2 seconds on NBC.
You know, you told me earlier that you woke up this morning early thinking about this monster.
Yeah, well, last time I did, I got my teeth hung up on the rope and stuff, and I really just want to get through it healthy.
The way it was for Billy Crystal a year ago. He was oh so confident, but early on, that's what he was talking about with regard to the rope and the teeth. That first obstacle's been changed this year, of course, no ropes. Billy struggling right there, coming off the monkey bars, trying to get over that wall, off balance there. And finally, that. And it was just a total debacle for Billy Crystal a year ago. No wonder he just wants to get through it healthy, Frank.
Well, that was a year ago, Howard. You also saw Billy with some really fine exhibitions there, some good moves. Now, he's a good athlete. Now, this will be his opponent, Dave Letterman. And the thing about Billy Crystal is we've talked this over, and it is all rhythm. If you get off to a bad start in the obstacle course, you're in trouble. Now, let's watch. Here's the start.
He looks up for it this time. He has steeled himself. You can almost see it. Off.
Billy's still good.
Yep, good lead. Handling the tires nicely.
Retired by Billy.
Yep. Letterman seems to be gaining on the monkey bars. And now, going over the wall, there's Billy, but he rolled. He handled that very well. On the rope now, over the water pit. And Billy Crystal makes up for a year ago. A clean winner. Resting the tape. Let's go over and see how it feels to have the thrill of victory. Well, my young friend, this time you came through.
I had to come back.
Any troubles along the way?
No, just I slipped coming off the pad, so I rolled. No, I just wanted to get through it healthy. I told Frank that before. Whether we won or lost, I just wanted to get through without making any mistakes.
Well, you did it this time. We're proud.
Yeah, it feels good. Thanks.
It's your best effort yet.
How's the time?
20.
What?
22:20.
Not good enough.
Notice he questioned the time and said not good enough as Dick Hatch gets ready to go in his heat against his opponent, Joe Bottoms. Well, Hatch has his fans, that's for sure. Handsome kid and a very good athlete. They're off. And Bottoms has the lead, but dies on the tires. Do you see that, Giff?
Oh, and look at the tire work by Richard Hatch. And now through the monkey bars and over the wall. Bottoms had to go back, so he has to make up his time. It's going to be an easy victory for Richard Hatch. And he does it with style, fluid grace. Richard Hatch.
Okay.
Gotta have a word with him, Howard.
Right.
Oh, I am tired.
Tired?
I'm so nervous. I say, coming up to an event like this, you really worry about a lot of things.
You had trouble going under the initial bars after that one.
Yeah, I had to slip there, but I think if we picked up the 3 seconds, I'll come back in the finals and do it right.
You think you can win it all?
If we get in the finals.
All right.
We're going to know in a few minutes here.
If we get in the finals is the right qualification because it's the women's times that are crucial, and the ladies on the ABC team are so far off in times that it's virtually impossible for ABC to get into the finals. Therefore, the finals will have to be between NBC and CBS. Remember, the fastest women's times were established by Valerie Bertinelli, and there is Robin Williams. I don't know what he's feeling so good about at this stage of the game because his team will not be in the obstacle course finals. Remember, Wendy Rastatter had the best women's time, 24.18 seconds. Valerie Bertinelli second, 26.39. So they were the determinants, and they go against each other in just a couple of seconds in the women's finals. And there's Wendy Rastatter right now in the near lane. Valerie Bertinelli in the far lane. That's a good shot of Wendy. In the men's division, it'll be Bill Devane against Timmy Reed, but that's coming up in just a few moments. Right now, the two girls. Valerie determined to upset Wendy, who had beaten her in the heat. We're ready for the gun and Gift, the call of the race, if you will.
Tension written all over their faces. Now they go under the first obstacle, and Valerie comes out with just a little edge in here. Oh, Wendy had trouble that first tire, Howard. She's going to have to go all the way back.
Now, on the bars. Valerie's having trouble on the bars, and Wendy's closing the gap. See what I mean? However, she's still got a way to go. Valerie over the wall. And in good shape. If she can conquer the water pit, which she does. Valerie Bertinelli is upsetting Wendy Rastatter. Valerie Bertinelli gives CBS a chance to win its first event in the competition. Let's talk to her. Great job. Great job, Valerie, really. Patty, are you all right?
Oh, she did it, she did. Did you see her? Did you see her?
LeVar, you quickly flung your arms around Valerie as if you had done something noteworthy.
Well, I was kind of the coach of the obstacle course for our team. And
McLean relinquished his role as leader.
Well,
he's
only
still the
because
leader.
I'd run the course before, but Val, she really came through for us.
She really did. And now CBS has a real chance to win in the obstacle course event.
Absolutely.
With the men's final coming up. Yes.
Sensational. You're not honey, she's honey.
All right. She is honey. She's honey for CBS as the defeated NBC team, in terms of the women's division at least, goes off stage. And McLean Stevenson hugging his victorious young lady, Valerie Bertinelli. She really did come back. As for McLean, the team leader, one of the most diversified performers in all of show business. He can act. He's got comedy in him, everything. He'll tell you how it all came about.
I started out in the field of athletics. I was assistant director of athletics at Northwestern. I came to work there when Stu Holcomb came in, and Ara Parseghian was our football coach, and Bill Rohr came in from Miami of Ohio. In fact, the entire staff from Miami of Ohio came to Northwestern. And we had a lot of laughs, and in 3 years won a few games, and out of the schools in the Big Ten, Northwestern, I think, can pride itself on having the highest rate of mononucleosis of any other school probably in the country. But it was through this, in traveling around, that I began to come in contact with other Northwestern alumni who were making a living doing this. People like Paul Lynn and Pat Neal and Charlton Heston and Warren Beatty and people like that. And so I just decided, what the heck, I'm going to take the lampshade off my head and stop making a fool of myself at parties and see if I can't make a living doing this. So I went to New York, and that's how I started, 1960.
So you went to New York and started in this business. How'd you start? How'd the first shot come about?
This is a story I've never told, and it's true. I was in New York literally 2.5 hours trying to find a place to park. I had driven there from Chicago. I had a little Volkswagen, and I could not find a place to park on 56th Street. And I was going to stay at a place. I was in a fraternity, and the fraternity at the time had a hotel facility there at 56th Street right next to the Carnegie Garage. So I finally pulled into the Carnegie Garage, and the guy told me that I could park my car there for, I think it was at that time, $14 a day. And I had about $150 in my pants. So I said, what will you give me for the car? I don't think I'm going to need one here in New York. And he said, well, $500. So, I literally sold it to the guy that owned the garage. Now, standing there was a gentleman by the name of Irving Haber. And Irving owned a place called the Upstairs at the Downstairs. And I was having a lot of laughs with the guy that I sold the car to. And he came over to me, Irving, and said, make sure the guy gives you a certified check. So while the man was going up to the Chase Manhattan Bank on the corner to get a certified check for my car, I got to talking to Irving, and that night I went into the show in the downstairs room as a replacement, holding the book, reading the lines, and that was my first job. I was actually never out of work.
And he'll never be out of work again, not with his kind of talent, not with a performer like Valerie Bertinelli either, as we get ready for the finals in the men's division. And this should be a great one. Bill Devane against Timmy Reed. Remember, Timmy had the better time in the heat, but we saw Valerie upset Wendy Rastatter, who had the better time in the women's heat, so maybe Devane can do the job here, Gift.
Well, Tim was sensational in the qualifying heat, and of course it was against Bill Devane, but the thing that got me, he is really a gifted athlete, Howard. He could maybe go to the real superstars, the way he goes through this obstacle course. Great coordination, great rhythm, great time. And underneath the first obstacle, and look at Tim Reed. And now look through the tires. Oh, boy. Oh, through the monkey bars, he has a commanding lead over Bill Devane. Now over the wall. Now heading for the water hazard. He doesn't make a mistake. It's going to be an easy victory for Tim Reed, and it's going to be an overall victory for CBS, Howard.
Right. They've won their first event. Let's talk to Timmy.
Hey, Tim.
Hey, whoa. The whole CBS team gathered around Tim Reed. If there are no penalties, clearly, CBS has won the obstacle course competition. Great job, Timmy.
Thank you very much.
I was only 1 point on the overhead bars where I thought maybe you might have suffered a penalty.
Well, I kind of slipped, when I grabbed hold of it, a good grip, but I slipped.
No penalty. Congratulations. McLean, your leadership is now proven.
I told you, Howard. I told you.
Well, the NBC team takes it hard. They thought they were going to win that event, but certainly CBS, triumphant in its first event in the competition, and earned it too. Look at that Timmy Reed on the monkey bars. Have to touch the first and the last one. You don't have to touch all of them, and Timmy Reed proved it. So CBS first, NBC second, ABC third in the obstacle course event. And for the up-to-the-minute standings, there they are. NBC leads the other two teams by 75 points. It's a good competition.
The running track at Pepperdine University, and it's about to see a very unusual event. The running relay competition of the network stars, and the participants are warming up to hoist the width, loosening the muscles that will hopefully carry her to victory, the fans looking on. Women play a major role in this competition, as they did in the obstacle course. Here's Howard to tell you about it.
Okay, folks, we're about ready for the running relay event. Quickly, let me give you the rules. There are 6 competitors on each team. 4 of them run legs of 110 yards, 2 run legs of 220 yards. The middle leg, 220 yards. The ankle leg, of course, 220 yards. Speed the key to this, but remember, skill in the passing zone. Also critical, once we had a major controversy over whether or not a pass was actually executed within the legitimate or legal passing zone. Right now, the competition red hot. NBC first with 350 points. ABC and CBS at 275. In the past, ABC has excelled in this event because of the master strategy strategy of ABC team captain Gabe Kaplan. To explore that strategy, the Giffer is with him right now, so over to you, Giff.
Okay, Howard, I'm with the captain of the ABC team, Gabe Kaplan. And Gabe, in the past, and I've watched this show many times, Gabe, you have always used incredible strategy in using your runners against their runners. Now, what's your strategy for this relay?
My strategy is very simple. We're going to try and open up the middle a little bit, throw a lot of passes to our wide receiver, get him to come in.
No, the track.
This is the track coming up?
This is the track coming up.
Oh, I was going to blitz on defense. Track is coming up?
Track is coming up.
Oh, I got my team out there practicing football. I'll be right back.
What else can you expect from that nut? Gabe, go get your team ready for the relay. And we'll take a look at this quarter-mile track right there in that circle. The beginning point. The first leg under 10 yards. Right there, the passing zone. The second leg, 110 yards. Right there, the passing zone. For the final leg of 220 yards, and they do it twice around the track. A quarter-mile track. The runners go from staggered starts. Leading off for the team of stars on CBS shows will be that fellow, David Letterman. And leading off for the team of stars on NBC shows will be the athletic young woman, Brian Leary. And remember, women are the key to this competition, as they were in the obstacle course event. Leading off for the stars on ABC shows will be Joyce DeWitt. And she, being one of the stars of one of the big hit shows on television, Three's Company, is worthy of a closer look. We were fortunate to catch up with her on a day when she was moving. And she's a girl who has 9 phone lines in her house. And the phones were ringing when first we came upon the scene.
Come on, Puppy, don't you hear the ball? Come on, little girl, that's a good one. Come on, it's a windy day, huh? Hi. Oh. Hello? Oh. Hello? Hello? Hi, how you doing? I am all right, but I'll tell you, I'm ready for this phone.
A decision was made about getting involved in acting when I was about 3. I don't know how old I was when I learned to turn on the TV, but I fell in love with movies. And when my friends were going outside playing after school or on Saturdays in the summertime, I was watching the 9 o'clock movie, the 11 o'clock movie, 1 o'clock, 3 in the afternoon, 5 o'clock, 7:30, 9 o'clock, 11:30, late show. And then on Friday and Saturday, they had movies through night. My personal desire is for such a very private existence and a very low-key public image, I guess, now that I have the question of public image to deal with. It's funny that I should come to it at this time in life. When I was 13, I would have been so blown out by somebody asking me that. And it's such a surprise. I don't expect it to happen, and when it does, I'm thrown off by it because I don't... It translates to me that I go to work on Monday and get a new script, and that we do a 1-act play every week. By Friday night, we do it for a live audience. That makes sense to me, going to the studio, doing the work. When I watch the show on Tuesday nights, it's like real TV and then suddenly home movies or something, and then real TV again at 9:30.
Hey, look who's talking. I know you'd never go to a nude beach, Janet.
Oh, yeah? And what makes you so sure?
Well, you don't do wild things like that. You're not the type.
Oh, really, Jack? And just what type am I?
Oh, come on. You know, you're solid, reliable, dependable.
You make me sound like a used car.
No, Janet, I'm complimenting you. And by the way, I love your dashboard.
Oh, Jack!
I think people can tell that I care, that I really care. It is obvious that I have prepared well and am very concerned about what it is I'm doing. That there's a lot of caring that goes into what I do.
Joyce DeWitt leading off for the team of stars on ABC shows. Again, we're ready for the start of the running relay as you look at all of the team compliments right there on your screen. Staggered starts. That means that while they appear to be starting unevenly, they are really starting evenly but in different positions because of the distances to be covered from the respective lanes to the first passing zone. The inside lane makes up the distance. And they're off, Frank. And Brian Leary will quickly be the key. Look at her go. She leaves Joyce DeWitt standing still. David Letterman catching up to her right there, but Brian Leary hanging on, holding her own. Letterman couldn't put her away. Bobby Conrad gets it from Leary. ABC is in back. Gabe Kaplan trying to make up the lost ground. There goes Bobby Conrad. And after Conrad, Patty Klaus. But Patty Klaus is being overtaken taken by Gabe Kaplan. Gabe Kaplan passes off to his teammate, who is Bob Urich. He's got ground to make up on the team of stars from NBC. That's Bill Devane with a nice stride. But Urich, Frank, is closing in on him. Look at Urich coming, Dick.
Urich is rolling, and Bill Devane is trying to hold on. It's going to be close now. This will be one of the key points, the pass, because we have a lot of speed in this race. We've seen that, but the pass is the key.
Ferrigno right there. He made up some ground. Passing to Valerie Bertinelli. She dropped it. There was an apparent mix-up there. And so, the team of stars on CBS shows has fallen way behind. Debbie Boone is hanging in there. And Pam Hensley. And Hensley passes off. The lead in the hands of the team of stars on NBC. But right now, Richard Hatch is in pursuit. And there goes Jimmy Reed. And he can run like a deer. Reed trying to make up that lost ground because of the errant pass. Hatch made up ground, as you can see. But the team of stars on NBC still in the lead. LeVar Burton now, the anchor man for CBS. Billy Crystal, the anchor man for ABC. And Joe Bottoms, the anchor man for NBC.
Look at LeVar, Howard. Look at LeVar.
LeVar coming up on Crystal. Crystal coming up on Bottoms. But now Crystal is running up and down. He's dead tired. Burton is catching him. NBC has won the race. LeVar Burton seems to have taken second. Bottoms falls to the ground, hugged by Brian Leary. NBC the winners, and we think CBS was second and ABC third. What a race, Frank.
Oh, it was a beauty. LeVar Burton, what speed.
What speed indeed. The whole key for CBS was that errant pass. And we can't really tell who finished second, whether it was CBS or ABC, though it looked like CBS. Let's look at it again. What speed, Frank said. Look at LeVar Burton closing on Billy Crystal. NBC, of course, breasting the tape a winner. But right there, from our angle, it looked like LeVar Burton had just nipped Billy Crystal at the wire. Frank's with LeVar now.
LeVar, that was a heck of a race. He almost made up an incredible
lot of
lost time, but the time was really lost in the pass between Lou and Valerie. Lou, what happened?
Well, see what happened. I handed the python to Valerie. It's just she dropped and I bumped into someone, but fortunately I able to recover it and hand it back to her. Of course, we lost time with that. If she didn't drop, we would have won the whole thing.
Yeah, well, it looked that way too. LeVar, you've done a little sprinting in the past, haven't you?
Mostly here in these competitions, but it did seem like we were an awful lot behind. I think I made up some pretty good time on Billy Crystal. We're just waiting for the official ruling on what the places were.
We're waiting for the official ruling too, LeVar. In the meantime, let's take a look at that errant pass in slow motion. Lou Ferrigno, perhaps brushing Bill Devane, but passing cleanly to Valerie Bertinelli, and she drops it. She drops it. Now, CBS had protested formally to Commissioner Sparky Anderson, claiming NBC interference. But from our view of that pass, Commissioner Anderson quite properly overruled the protest. So, NBC finished first, and now the official finish. CBS did finish second. Burton caught and passed Billy Crystal at the wire. ABC finished third. And for the up-to-the-minute score in the Battle of the Network Stars, NBC the leader by 100 over CBS, 125 over ABC. No, it's not the Los Angeles Memorial Coliseum, but it's just as good. That's the gridiron, all 20 yards of it, where ABC's team and NBC's will hook up in the finals of the football competition. Those two established as finalists after preliminary competition. And the gridiron is 20 yards long. You score a touchdown, you get 5 points. Complete a pass between the 5-yard line and the goal line, you get 2 points. Sack the quarterback. The defending team can do that, they get 1 point. The team of stars on NBC shows headed up by that man, Robert Conrad. You see some of his background, his basic hobby, coaching.
Now let's talk about the initial kickoff. We receive, you're blocked, right? You're running back. We're kicking off. But I want to make sure, and I want it very abundantly clear to all you guys, no hit, no play. Got it? want to see a little contact out there. That's the name of the game. It's football. Fine. Last game we won. He just told you don't blitz. What? I like kids. I mean, I wish... I have 2 sons of my own, and 16 of those boys. I like kids, and I like them at this time in their life, because the fundamentals of sports, I think, is something that is important all your life. I mean, to get up and to do your best. Not necessarily to win, but to do your best. The only thing I ask from these boys is when they're out there, they don't let their team down.
Out there. That's it, Conrad! Hit him, Joey! Hit him!
There are 18 boys out there, and I feel like I have 18 sons. These boys are 12, 13, and 14, and they weigh anywhere from 80 pounds to our heaviest boy is Gary Powers, who's 170. It's just exciting for me to get up in the morning, and especially today when there's a game. When there's a game, I don't sleep. Last night, as a matter of fact, I was still up at 4 o'clock trying to figure out who was going to replace one of my injured kids. So it's as rewarding for me as I hope it is for them. I love all these boys, and they know it. And I think if love can motivate you to work a lot harder than anything else, certainly a lot harder than hate, there's no fear. These kids aren't afraid of me. Matter of fact, I don't fool them at all. They know I'm not a tough guy.
Let's give him a cheer!
Aside from my performance in Centennial, which I think is the best thing, best role I've ever done, nothing is as thrilling for me as being out here with these boys. I mean, knowing that I have coached them, knowing that I've conditioned their bodies and got them in shape. Some of these boys weren't in real good shape when I got a hold of them a month ago. I don't know, I can't define it, I just know that I love it, and it's probably next to acting my first love, and I wouldn't be surprised if later in my life I'm doing a lot more of it. That's if I have a winning season.
Take it home, Ace!
Robert Conrad, Howard, that's a fascinating look at a side a lot of people don't know about this man.
That's right. If I have a winning season. And what he wants right now, of course, is a win in the finals of the football competition against ABC. Each team gets 6 offensive plays. We begin with ABC on the offense. And Gabe in the huddle.
Just run out straight. Stop. And then you run out this way. See? You run out this way. You run out that way.
Okay, Gabe has set his play. Remember, again, women a big key to triumph in this event. Debbie Boone and Joyce DeWitt are the respective wide receivers. He gets the ball from the official. Downfield. Debbie's all alone. Touchdown, Kip.
Oh, she made a great catch. Debbie Boone in the end zone. She couldn't catch a thing in practice, Howard. And look at her.
Well, she beat Wendy Rastatter on that play as you look at it again. Right past Wendy, and I must say, Gabe had the ball right in there.
Right on target. Of course, now you'll see that the quarterback will have 2 seconds before the pass rusher can charge him. Let's listen again.
In other words, she comes like this, and you come and cut behind her. She's in front of you. Okay?
I like the guy. He's cool out there.
He is cool.
Boys, one of the prerequisites of a competent quarterback. Joyce DeWitt. Brian Larry defending her. Passes down toward Debbie Boone. But look, flag on the play. Flag on the play, and Brian Larry is quickly called by the official for interference. That could be 5 points.
About this call now. Defender, feet planted, Brian Larry. Well, maybe the official on the spot, as we've said so many times.
Yes, we've had a lot of calls like that in the National Football League this year. And she was in the end zone, so ABC's team gets 5 more points, a total of 10 thus far. Now we have a change of receivers as men come into the contest. Billy Crystal and Bob Urich. Here's what you were talking about. The official throws the ball to Gabe 2 seconds before you can charge him. Good play by Bill Devane, Frank.
Good defensive play. Bill Devane stepping right in front. 10-point lead still now by ABC. Let's go back to the huddle once more.
You just do stop. Stop. You're going to really give me a good pump. Yeah, and I'll go deep for that. But look at it. Oh, yeah.
Okay. Gabe has called the play. Crystal. Swung. Top of your screen right. Urich. The bottom of the screen left.
Not the Cowboys' computer, but it's very effective. Gabe Kaplan.
Well, he just rechecked the call with Crystal.
Captain, leader of this team. He'll have it 2 seconds. Here comes Conrad. He fires, and Billy Crystal has 2 points.
Quick button puck. 2 points. Between the 5-yard line and the goal line, and once you catch the ball, you can't advance with it under the rules. So that's 12 points thus far for the team of stars on ABC's show.
You're starting on this side. You go fake it.
Go for the ball.
Richard Hatch and Robin Williams. I wonder if they have football in Ork.
I don't know, but they have football where Hatch plays, and he's pretty good. He apparently told Hatch to go straight down on the fly pattern. And that's exactly where Gabe's going with the ball. And a good play by Joe Bottom. Nice defensive play again.
And Hatch was there. Bottom stepped in, deflected it. Otherwise, we'd have had another 5 points.
Well, they're coming up to their last play, and Gabe's going to lay it out right now.
You go. Let him put first.
Even deeper. Give him 2. You get more. You go on the left hand side.
You go on the left hand side.
Okay, I'll be on the right.
Yeah. You cut straight across. Let Richard cut first. And you cut. Right.
No.
He's swinging the man from Arc right, Hatch left. He apparently told Hatch to go out and then cut sharply right. Let's see what happens.
Last of their 6 plays, and then NBC will go on offense.
Deep downfield. Yes, he did. You couldn't see a better one in the National Football League as the fans show their appreciation of a simply superb effort by Dick Hatch. Let's watch it.
He can't do this.
He cuts past Bottoms, leaves Bottoms in the rear, and look, extended that body. Oh, boy.
He could have been hurt on that, too, Howard. He fell right on the ball. He didn't roll with it. He was making sure that he had the possession. And, well, let's take a look at it again. This is remarkable. It really is. He extends himself completely, never takes his eyes off the ball, pulls it in as soon as he can, and falls right on top of it. Why don't you get a word with him, Howard? That's one of the best catches we've seen in pro football or anywhere.
Dick, I don't think I've seen anything better, not even by Lynn Swan in the National Football League. Just an extraordinary catch.
Thank you very much.
Flung your body at it, didn't you?
I had to go for it. I said, we got to win this team. We got to win this thing. We come this far. We're going all the way.
It was a pass. Catch was nothing. The pass was right there.
So ABC has a total of 17 points. Conrad is grim. NBC's offense coming up. NBC is getting ready to take the offense. They've got 6 plays in which to garner 17 or more points, because that's what ABC scored, 17 points. That man, Bill Devane, is the leader of the NBC offense. He is the quarterback. He's been a quarterback in a sense all his life, because he has essayed some of the leading quarterback roles in the history of television. Here he is. I suppose you'll probably, no matter what you do, the rest of your life be remembered for your portrayal of John Fitzgerald Kennedy.
Yeah, well, I hope so, sure.
You do hope so?
Oh, yeah, sure. I'm really proud of that. I mean, that's, you know, I think it's a wonderful performance, and it's also an incredible television show. It's 3 hours of television that were incredible, I think, you know. And everybody in it was wonderful. I'm really proud to have been connected with it, and, you know, proud of having the opportunity to, you know, to play that guy.
We cannot and we will not accept Soviet missiles in Cuba. We will not repeal the Monroe Doctrine or the Rio Pact. Soviets can't lie to us, shift missiles to our front door, and then come up winners, smelling like roses. Not if we ever hope to deal with them again. Not if we hope to survive.
Were you a Kennedy disciple?
I would say, yeah, I'm an Irish Catholic from upstate New York, so that, you know, there's not much way you could get around not being one, you know. I mean, I came up through, you know, all that kind of politics myself, not on anywhere near the level they did, just ward politics in my hometown. And I would say that, yeah, I was really a great fan. You know? And I'd like to play Bobby Kennedy. You know, I'd like to play him too if they came up with off this new book. You know, a decent script. I'd love to do it. Same writer, I think, is doing it too.
You're talking, of course, about the Arthur Schlesinger.
Right. Yeah.
And you more closely resemble Bobby Kennedy than you do Jack.
And my energy is much more in that area too. I think, you know, where playing Jack Kennedy with you know, problems for me were to keep off my energy, you know, and try to use my head a little bit more. And I think that, you know, attempts at Bobby Kennedy would lay more into some of my better colors.
Quite a guy, quite an actor, and for that matter, Frank, quite a quarterback.
He is. I watched him in the warm-up. He has a good, strong arm. He's put Leary to the right, Rastetter to the left. He'll have 2 seconds to get the ball off before the pass rush. Here we go. First play. He fires hard into the end zone, and Brian Leary cannot hold on. And look at Brian. She looks like she's been through a 20-game season. Her leg is wrapped. Her hand is wrapped.
Battle scar.
Bob Conrad knows his team is in trouble.
And how they're in trouble.
17-0, they're down.
But he threw that pass too hard.
That injury to Leary's hand, by the way, took place before the competition. She has been a big contributor to this NBC team. Rastetter again to the left. Devane wants a quick word with her.
Yep, he won the positioner.
There's Leary. All right, Devane. NBC in trouble. Second play coming up. Here comes the pass rush.
Looking for Leary. Throws it just at the line of scrimmage. And he connects. Brian comes through again. Boy, she's got something, that girl. Just when you're ready to counter out from all of the injuries and blows she's taken in the overall competition, look at her here. She beats Debbie Boone to a frazzle. All by herself now, and a good throw by Devane. We told you this guy could throw, so it's 17-5, ABC over NBC, with 4 NBC offensive plays remaining. And look at Brian, Frank.
And the girls move to the sidelines, and out come the men folk. And they'll huddle now with Bill Devane, Joe Bottoms, Kasky Swain.
So you go up 7 and go across real fast, right? You're coming under Kasky, right? So your angles, you start immediately on your angle, right off the line, okay? And go.
Did you see the intensity in Bill Devane's face, Frank? You'd have thought he was replaying that role in Missiles of October. It's his men position now. Knows that the vice is closing in on him. 4 plays left. Need at least 12 points. Ready to go, Giff.
Joe Bottoms. Look at that face. You think it's a Super Bowl. Here we go.
Throws for Bottoms. Oh, great try. Joe hurt himself. Look at him holding his head. We're getting as many injuries in this competition as they get in the National Football League. It's been that kind of year. But Bottoms holds himself together and comes back for more action. Look at it again, Giff.
You know, he had this ball, too, and it snapped loose when he popped his head. Boy, I'll tell you. Surprised he even got up.
Another gutsy performance. Look at that. You can see the pain.
Back he comes with Swain.
Right there, part of it. From here.
Maine's got the play set. They have only 3 plays left now. Trailing 17-5.
Bottom is shaking his head. He walked out of that huddle. I think he might still be shaken up a little bit.
Well, Brian Leary came back from an injury. Maybe Bottoms can do it. There he goes.
And Bottoms did it in the end zone. But what a shot he got then. And he bounces right up. You talk about competitors. Remember Dick Hatch's catch. Now you've seen Bottoms come right back from a painful head hurt and make a great catch and get another shot. And little Brian Leary's been doing it all day.
Fifth play coming up, and NBC is going to have to get a touchdown on one of these.
Undershook. You're going to go right straight into that short corner, right? You need to catch it. I'm going down that way into my right.
Conrad goes out to the right. Shatner will go to the left. Bill Devane has a quick last word with Shatner, and it is really tight right now. 17-10. 2 plays remaining. The face on Conrad.
Grim.
All right, Bobby.
One final word of encouragement to Bob Conrad. Ready now for the fifth play. Devane back and looking.
Can't find anybody. Kaplan in on it. Sack! Sack! That wins the football competition for ABC. That gives ABC another point. NBC couldn't possibly catch up with the one final play that would have been left to them. And you know what the key to that sack was, Giff?
Billy Crystal in the end zone. Terrific coverage all over his receiver. And Kaplan got in for the sack, and ABC has won the football, and look at them, they're delighted. Let's take a look at the defensive play of Crystal against Shatner. There he looks right in his eyes, turns around just in time. A great victory by ABC. Have a word with him, Howard.
All right, Captain Gabe Kaplan did it with defense. He sacked the quarterback in the clutch.
Defense. I try to tell my team, Howard, you got to have defense. Very important.
Football game, we're a ball club.
We double workout every day. We're bad club. We're together now. We're looking for the championships, and then this year is Super Bowl year.
Well, the key was Billy Crystal's coverage on Bill Shatner as Bill tried to cut over the middle.
Well, I didn't want him to intimidate me. You know, last time I played him, he intimidated me with his sideburns cut so funny, you know. So I just wanted to
use warp drive.
All right, it's a happy ABC crew as they've won the right to go against NBC's team in the climactic event, the tug of war. The winner of that event wins the Battle of the Network Stars. So once again, here overlooking Malibu Beach, it's come down to the final event, the tug of war. And the team that wins it wins the whole competition, $20,000 per person. The team of stars on shows on NBC against the team of stars on shows on ABC. Basic rule to remember, 900-pound weight limitation per team. Object, to draw the red flag past the orange flag on your side of the pool. But it's been a lot of fun, a great overall competition, and I hope you've enjoyed it, Frank.
I really have, Howard, and what you just described sounds very simple, except I've seen it so many times in Superstars competition. And, you know, television being what it is, series being canceled as they are, what you really have in effect is a tug-of-war for $40,000. That ought to get a lot of people's attention. Gets mine.
In other words, the winning team gets $40,000 more total than the losing team. A lot of loot. And had Lou Ferrigno of CBS been in this competition, I would have said it's all CBS, but he's not in it. So it looks even to me.
Unfortunately, I said once before, you could probably pull Catalina over here. This is going to be a good competition.
And there's our commissioner, Sparky Anderson, the Reds manager, Frank. He's in hot water all over again. And right there on your screen, the respective members of the teams, the respective weights, the team's total weights, and NBC with an edge in that regard. Bob Urich of ABC, and then Gabe Kaplan, each of them feeling the rope, and Robin Williams, and Billy Crystal, all 131 pounds of him, and Dick Hatch wearing a jacket. He had been getting chills. He was exhausted after the football.
You can't, why not?
Sparky Anderson telling Bob Conrad he can't wrap the rope around his body against the rules. The team of stars from NBC shows getting ready. Kasky Swaim, the front man. Remember, it's the front man who is the key man, not the anchor man as so many think, but the front man. And we're about ready to get started.
Oh, look at that, Howard. Look. NBC almost pulled him in right away.
That first tug got him all the way back. You got to give the credit for that, I think, to Kasky Swaim. And they've almost got the thing won right at the very beginning because of that initial tug. It was unbelievable. Look at Hatch. His face is etched in the strain of trying to hold his team together. NBC so close to victory. Bobby Conrad, the anchor man. And look, ABC getting it back over the water at least. But there, NBC is on the verge, and ABC is being drawn into the water. That's it. It's over. NBC has won the Battle of the Network Stars. NBC has won it, and it's a Rufu Group. Sportsmanlike, apparently, but Rufu at ABC. The NBC people are hugging one another joyously. Remember, this meant net effect $40,000. $20,000 per person to the winner, $15,000 to the losers. Let's meet the winners.
Okay, congratulations to the team of stars on NBC shows. Bill, congratulations.
Hey, thank you. What a wonderful thing to do.
Kasky, congratulations to you. The whole initial thrust stemmed from my friend, and you had it almost before it began.
Well, thank you.
Okay.
Feel good.
Girls, congratulations. Brian, congratulations to you. All right, let's go. That's right. That's right. The yank was what did it.
Right.
He swam in front.
That's right. You're right.
What else you want to say?
No, we just want to come back next year and whoop them again.
Okay, Gift, talk to the losers.
Oh, Howard, they're not really losers. They tried a little strategy. It's a very beat-up team that I'm with right now. Captain Gabe Kaplan told us about the injuries going in, and you tried a little strategy, Gabe, and it didn't quite work, did it?
Little stupid strategy on my part.
Why don't you explain what you had in mind?
Well, what we're going to do is we let go of the rope as soon as we started. We thought that they might lose their balance, and then we'd be able to pull them across. Because we didn't think we could match them, but I think if we would have started out and matched them, we might have done all right, because I think we overestimated their strength, and we thought the only thing we could do was try a little strategy they didn't expect, but they expected it because they did really well. They didn't fall, and by the time we got back together, it was almost to the other side, and we held them for like a minute, I think, and then we couldn't do it.
Now, in slow motion, let's look at it again. See what that first yank did? According to the strategy that Gabe Kaplan just set forth. And right there, watch, Bob Urich, the lead man, the key man, doesn't really hold the rope with his right hand.
I think maybe the wrap-up on the competition just concluded should be given in his own inimitable way by Mr. Robin Williams of the team that finished in second place.
Briefly translated means we ate the big one. But it's okay, Mom. Please don't keep moving and changing the address. I'll be home soon.
Next time, put the rope in your teeth.
Yes, in the special place. I'll never tell you that. Put it between here that can't fight back.
Okay, Robin. Thanks a lot.
Bonsoir.
Bonsoir.
So we come to another end of the Battle of the Network Stars. Frank has his freshman year in. I've gotten my master's degree. We both had a great time. One by one they came, 24 of the top stars in primetime television. And they had a lot of fun too. And you get a feeling for people in a competition like this. No, it's not the Super Bowl, not the World Series, not the World Cup. It's not represented to be. It's represented to be just what it is. A lot of fun for a lot of very prominent people, and a lot of people in America enjoy watching it. It's as simple as that.